And welcome to our paper on survey of intrusion detection systems for fog and cloud computing. So our paper focuses on various methodologies applied in intrusion detection prevention systems and provides a survey on cloud computing technologies with recommendations for how organizations can adopt them. The detailed evaluations of techniques of the advantages and disadvantages of each technology are studied, and moreover, there is an examination of the many network topologies used alongside potential cyber threats. The study gives an overview of the possibilities of these systems and the essential qualities needed for the efficient and effective technological solutions and functions of cloud and fog computing, intrusion detection, and prevention systems. So the contents are as follows. So introduction, research methodology, background information, which includes cloud computing, fog computing, intrusion detection, business recommendations, case studies, contributions and goals, and then finally conclusion. So it's the introduction. So our research paper aims to provide a framework for a cloud and fog computing security policy whilst addressing the required security tools, policies, and services, particularly for cloud and fog computing environments, and that can be used for organizational adoption. We recommend the strategies for cloud and fog computing and security policies while developing the essential linkage between requirements and legal aspects and analyzing techniques and systems to reduce intrusion detection. The research develops structured guidelines for how organizations can adopt and audit the security of their systems, as security is an essential component to their systems, and presents an agile current state of the art review of intrusion detection systems and their principles. Finally, the research discusses evaluation criteria and open ended challenges in this area. So the research methodology used in the paper involves two review strategies. So the first strategy is a systematic literature review applied to identify, evaluate, and interpret the available influential analysis in the specific area of interest. The second strategy is to explore titles, abstracts, keywords, and articles that include the terms cloud computing, cloud security, intrusion detection, intrusion prevention, intrusion detection systems, software-defined networking, and cloud privacy. So the research databases used to collect the literature include ACM Digital Library, Science Direct, and IEEE Explore, as well as Google Scholar. So cloud computing is a computing innovation technology that provides convenience and on-demand network access to computing resources based on strategies and shared pool, and can be easily and quickly released and supplied. So service models include infrastructure as a service, so IaaS, software as a service, so SaaS, and platform as a service, as PaaS. Deployment models include private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. So security in cloud computing. So integrity is the assurance of data remaining accurate and unmodified from the original state. Confidentiality, which is the assurance that users' information is kept private from unauthorized personnel to access. And availability, which is the assurance of data reliability is readily accessible to the authorized personnel upon request. Computing or edge computing can be defined as system-level horizontal architecture that distributes computing services, storage, networking functions, and controls the proximity of data devices. When compared to cloud computing, fog computing is closer to the end users and is often used to complement cloud computing. Fog computing was found to have security vulnerabilities. There are some security problems related to fog computing that need to be managed at authorization systems for the entire fog computing node. Authentication, data integrity, access control, distributed denial of service attacks, and attack detection. These all impact the fog layer's working efficiency. So some significant security challenges in fog computing include protecting computational data, access control, authentication, data storage, and privacy assurance problems. So intrusion detection and prevention systems are widely used to monitor and investigate events related to cyber attacks. While their specific techniques may be different, intrusion detection systems have some common functionalities, which include ensuring records of information are correlated to actual events, and the system can send notifications, which is known as alerts, by using different channels. Report generation. They should be able to trigger defensive measures when a new threat is detected. They can alter their traffic to block malicious content, and the technologies are not 100% accurate. So signature-based intrusion detection systems is one of the solutions, which is the primary concept to aggregate intrusion signature records compared to the current actions with existing signatures and generate an alarm if they are matching. An anomaly-based system is a technique used in intrusion detection problems. It can recognize unknown and known attacks, making them more efficient and representing an improvement over the limitations of signature-based intrusion detection systems. So another solution is statistic-based techniques, which is a method that applies to pattern matching techniques to identify known attacks. It considers the standard patterns in a network traffic and flags them when they deviate from the standard statistical parameters. So, for example, the average, norm, mode, and standard deviation. Knowledge-based techniques, so these are for intrusion detections, are expert systems whose knowledge-based models are reasonable traffic profiles, and these take into consideration not only data but also a set of rules that can characterize the expected shape of normal traffic. So clustering techniques for intrusion detection systems, the hierarchical clustering algorithm is one of the most popular approaches. A clustering algorithm in intrusion detection intends to generate a cluster hierarchy. Hierarchical clustering can be classified in two categories, divisive and agglomerative approaches. So machine learning based techniques. So in general, machine learning solutions can be classified into supervised learning or unsupervised learning. So supervised learning algorithms operate with labeled classified data and can identify the relationships between different variables within the data. So supervised learning typically involves a training phase and a testing phase. In unsupervised learning models, the data is clustered into a range of output types through the procedural learning and intrusion detection systems. The unsupervised learning method employed machinery to detect intrusions by applying unlabeled data to train the model. So the business recommendations and methods of defending organizational systems. So the recommendations to businesses to deploy network intrusion detection systems is the priority, and if possible, use both technologies as a hybrid solution, but avoid using host intrusion detection systems as a standalone IDS. So signature-based or anomaly-based intrusion detection systems for a business strategy. So we'd recommend that businesses deploy a hybrid solution using both technologies to get the most out of their intrusion detection system and are not constrained by the weaknesses in either technology. Intrusion detection system, individual software for a business strategy. So the software we recommend to deploy in the business is SolarWinds Security Events Manager. This software provides a combination between intrusion detection and intrusion prevention technology, producing an IDPS solution. So adopting content for teaching and learning in higher education. So the case studies we focused on have a focus on Teesside University, Middlesbrough College, Exangan campus of Examen University, Poznan University of Technology. So for adopting content for healthcare service providers, we've got the National Health Service and the Polish eHealth Centre. So why you should cite our paper and reasons for citing them. So it provides an in-depth summary and survey in intrusion detection and prevention in cloud computing technology. A methodology is proposed to identify new rules that should be operated in addition to the cloud security policies and can be employed to evaluate the threats against cloud-based environments. Our paper reviews detailed studies addressing fog computing and intrusion detection security issues. Our paper reviews the available threats which can affect fog computing environments and intrusion detection technology, with a specific focus on ones that cannot be employed in conventional systems, and our paper identifies security regulations and policies, particularly the most preferred recommendations for software as a service security guidelines. So in conclusion, it is clear from the above discussions that the development of fog and cloud computing has led to the further development within the IT industry. With the support of these technologies, applications are also shifting from local to cloud environments, benefiting people's lives and work. The paper explains the concepts of virtualization, parallel computing, and distributed computing in cloud computing, and this paper also presents various deployment methods of cloud computing. The link to cite our paper is below. We would like to thank you for listening to this presentation, and please do go and have a look at our paper, read it, share it with fellow colleagues, students, and if you think it's relevant to you or any projects, please do cite the paper. Thank you.